Create unique sublimation designs and prints by combining images, and I'm using Microsoft Word. In this video, we are going to do some designing in Word again. So I have a new Word document open here. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Layouts, and we're going to do Size. And I'm going to start with an 8.5 by 11. And Orientation, I'm going to do Landscape for this one. Let's see here, and margins I'm going to set to 0. I'll drop this down a little bit so that you can see the size there. So now what we're going to do is I have been downloading some images, so I thought it would be fun just to do a random design. So I started downloading some fairy things and some dragons, and so I'm going to start in that area. So the first thing I'm going to do is I found some of these backgrounds, and I kind of like this gray one, so I'm going to pull that in. And now we're going to do wrap and through, because we're not going to be able to layer otherwise. Now we're going to go back in and we're going to insert another picture. And I think I will use this one here. And again, wrap. I like that, wrap and through. And then we can move them around and layer them the way we want. And you can stretch them out, make them thin, bigger, whatever you want to do by grabbing these dots, these points here, that you can stretch them out and make them bigger, make them smaller. So I'm going to stretch this out here and just get a nice little background going there. Now I'm going to go on and we're going to insert our next image. These images are all from Creative Fabrica. I have a Creative Fabrica All Access account, and I just thought these were very cute in there. So I thought, why not just design something that is random, that could be for anything. Uh-oh, what just happened there? Nope, there it is. Okay, so again, you can't see it down here, but you're going to wrap and through, and then that'll pop that right up into our design here. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, move that over. And you can see that this is coming together here. Now, the next item I'm going to bring in is maybe a fairy here, maybe this one, because she's kneeling and looking this way. Now you see that that she came in where we can't see her right now. There she is hiding back here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the wrap and through again, and we're going to bring her forward here. Let's see, bring forward this one. All right, wrap through, bring her over here, move the tree back over here. I'm moving too many things here, I see. So I'm going to slow down just a bit here, scale this tree back, move it over to the side a little bit so that I can get a hold of my gray background here. Get my fairy a little smaller. As you can see, as you start bringing images in, you're able to move them where you want and get things going here, building them up. And make her bigger here. And now we'll bring in the next image. We're able to layer, we're able to build things up and bring them together by using the wrap and through feature. This is kind of cute here. Which house should we bring in here? How about this one? See if that fairy house will look cute in there somewhere. So again, wrap and through. And if you can't see it down here, it's up here as well. So you always want to do the wrap and the through feature so that you can move your item where you want it to be. All right, so we're going to make this bigger and we're going to stick it behind her. She's got to have somewhere to live here. Let's see, send backward. So then we can put that behind her here a little bit. Her fairy house, and make it bigger. Just a cute little house in the background. All right, now we're gonna see if we can pull in another image. Now you can tell this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet here. So we know that that's the size that it's gonna be. So if you're doing it for a little girl's shirt or a bag, you'll have to scale your image down to that. But now I'm gonna bring in another image here. Maybe a baby dragon, huh? A little baby dragon and oh, some flowers. It'd be even better, huh? All right. So now I got to see where that is. Wrapping through, and there's our flowers. So now we're going to pull this down, get it smaller, and just set that right in here by her. Get it right in there. And I might even duplicate that. Control C, Control V. So now I've got another one, and I'm going to flip it just so that it's a little different than the other one. I'm going to set that over here. And now you can see how this all starts to come together as you're designing your layout here. And I will insert another, I think I've got a little flower here. This one. Let's pull that in. So I'll wrap again and through, and I'll make that a lot smaller. But as you can see, you can start to design things and make them your own. This would be really cute on a puzzle or on a little girl's backpack. I can pop this little girl, this little fairy out, and I could put a dragon there, take the house out, and then you've got a cute shirt for a boy. This would be a cute tumbler wrap for a little girl. You could insert another background. Let's see what we got here for backgrounds. Let's see what I've got. No, none of these will work. I was making some other images. No backgrounds in there. Let's see. Let me check one more place here. Maybe I can just make one of these work for now. Let's put this green one in and pull it in. I may not leave it in on this one, but I am going to wrap and through, and then I can make it bigger, and I'll stretch it all the way as big as I can get it here. And pull it this way. Get a hold of it here. Pull it. No, it's not going to let me do that. But you can send that backwards, and as you can see, all the things start popping out when you hit send backwards. So that way you could be putting in this dark green, and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste this pinkish colored one over here, and I am going to pull this down here so that I can get a hold of this, and I'm going to turn that a little bit and pull it over here. And then you can send that backwards and see everything start popping out there. So you can mix your colors that way too. And you can actually get quite a unique design going by bringing in all these different images. And these are just watercolor backgrounds that I'm using here. Let's see if I can find this gray one again. And wrap and through and bring it up here. We're going to swing that one around a little bit. Bring it over that way. Make it bigger. Pull it this way. And then start sending it backwards. Bringing everything up front again. And then you can see just how that's building layer upon layer upon layer. And then you can save this, and then you can print it. So I'll actually do the printer settings here for you. And you could also add a child's name in here or whatever you want. But now I will save this as, let's see, let's do fairy background. Fairy background. And I'm going to save this, and then I'm just going to go to my printer settings and walk you through that. So go to print, and I'm using an Epson EcoTank 2760. And so I'm going to go to printer properties. You always want to make sure that you're on premium presentation paper matte. That's what I use anyway. I mean, that might not be what you choose to use, but then you also want to turn quality on to high quality, then more options. And I like to use the image options, emphasize more, emphasize thin lines. And then you always want to take high speed off. You want this to take its time printing. You want this color saturation to be good on your paper, and you want to mirror your image. Because there are no words in this one, you wouldn't have to mirror it, but just get in the habit of mirroring everything. Then you would just print this out and press it on whatever fabric or tumbler or whatever you want. As I mentioned earlier, I created this image using my Creative Fabrica All Access account. I have a subscription, and I have put a link below to that. I also want to point out that when I talk about my printer, that is a printer that has been converted over to sublimation using sublimation ink. And the link is below for the sublimation ink that I use. And there's also a link down there if you want to look at printers and presses. So I went ahead and I printed this design, which I think is very cute. And I decided to put it on a tumbler, and it came out very, very adorable. I do have a video of how I make my tumblers. I will put the link below. I actually use an air fryer with shrink wrap, but you can make your tumblers any way that you choose. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Please subscribe to my channel and have a great day.